Okay, so the first thing we've got to do here is figure out what operation we need to use. So Farmer D has this many chickens and they're in 3 pens. What have I got? 389 is the whole number of chickens and 3 is the part. What I need to know is the other part, which is how many chickens are in each pen. So I have the whole one part and I want to know the missing part. When I know the whole and a part, the operation is going to either be subtraction or division. Because this question is telling me that they're in groups or in pens of, it's going to be division, not subtraction. So I can write my number sentence now. 387 divided by 3 equals, we're not sure. Now it's time to either come up with a strategy, or we could possibly even come up with an estimation at this point. When I look up here, that is pretty close to 390. That's pretty close to 390 divided by 3. As an estimation, I can see 3 will go into 300 once and 3 will go into 90 30 times, so my answer should be somewhere around about 130. And I know that because if I take away the 0 and then add that 0 back on, 3 into 39 is pretty simple. Yep. First way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do it by breaking off bits and pieces at a time. So I've got the whole stash of 387. I've got 3 pens, so if I draw my 3 pens, I can just put each amount in at a time. If I take 100 from here and put it in this pen, take another 100 from this into this pen, and another 100 into this pen, I've already used up the whole 300. I've only got 87 chickens to put out. If I put 10 more in here, and 10 more in here, and 10 more in here, I've just used up 30 chickens, haven't I? So I need to take away 3 lots of 10, so I've still got 57 chickens to put out. I could do another 10, another 10, and another 10. That leaves me with 27 chickens. I know 3 9s are 27, don't I? So if I put 9 more in here, in here, in here, I will have used up all of my chickens. So I've got 100 plus 10 plus 10 plus 9, 129. And that would solve my problem. Before I get too excited, is that close to my estimation? It sure is. That's one way. So if I'm going to do partitioning, I need to partition this in an easy to get at way. So 300 will obviously divide by 3. 87, not so easy to do. It will, but it's not so easy. But if I went 60, 60 is easy to divide by 3. And that leaves me with 27, doesn't it? Which is nice and easy to divide by 3. So that's a non-standard partition that's going to help me here. So now I can do this in my head. I look at 300, really I'm saying 3 in my head. 3 divided by 3, well that's 1. Put my zeros back on, 100. 60, which is really 6 divided by 3 in my head, is going to be 2, put the 0 back on, and 9 3s are 27. So when I add that up, I get my answer again of 129. Third way we can do this is using the division bracket. The division bracket is probably the most useful way as we go on with our maths. So let's start by drawing our division bracket. We need to put in our problem, which is 3 is going into 387. Remember my story I use here? Her Majesty's ship went down. So H for how many, M for multiply, S for subtract, and then we bring down the next number. Let's try and do that. So first question is, how many 3's are there in 3? So how many 3's are there in 3? 1, we put our answer above the bracket. How many's done? Time to multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Time to subtract. 3 minus 3 leaves me with 0. First part done. Just have to bring down the next number, which is 8. Back to the top. How many 3's are there in 8? There are 2 3's in 8. Time to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. Answer comes down here. Time to subtract. I have 8, I take away 6, I'm left with. Time to bring down our last digit, in this case the 7. Back to the start. How many 3's are there in 27? There are 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 from 27 leaves me with 0. Nothing left to bring down. My answer, 129 again.